Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's John Pollock with you, and Bellator returns to Spike TV this Friday night. They have Bellator 133 headlined by Melvin Manhoef and Alexander Shlemenko. It's a big month for Bellator, with Bellator 134 coming up at the end of the month. No better person to speak to than the president of the organization who joins us at this time. Scott Coker is with us. Scott, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
It's very exciting times right now for Bellator. You came in back in June. How much of a vision did you come into with Bellator, and how much has that altered now that you've been in the job for this amount of months? How much has that changed just from your initial impressions of what you wanted to do with Bellator coming in on day one?
I tell you, what was really encouraging was when I got in there, I really got a chance to look at the roster. And there's some really good talent there and some really good fighters, and we have some good champions. And then, we started putting pieces to that roster, like Melvin Manhoef, like Paul Daly. But we already had some great talent. And now that we've done that, and, now we've been able to come up with some fantastic matchups, like the one that you're going to see this Friday night with Melvin Manhoef against Shlemenko, which can be amazing.
What are some of the struggles that you've incurred thus far as you compare it to when you were promoting Strikeforce? I mean, today in 2015, the UFC, they have so much of the space. Rarely does a weekend go by that there's not a UFC event. So you have to come up with creative ways to get that attention. I think going away from the weekly format was a giant step forward to Bellator. But are there a lot of differences you find in terms of marketing and finding new audience members for Bellator as opposed to Strikeforce years back, because it's a much different world than even 3 years ago?
I believe that the fights want to see big matchups.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see like big events that feel important, that mean something, that have a purpose, and not to see another fight just to see another fight, right? So it's not like we went away from the weekly program because that's what it became. It became, to me, it became like a weekly, we need the programming, so we have to do these fights in order to keep, the programming happy. But to me, I've always believed in my, this will be my 30th year promoting, next month, actually, will be 30 years in the business.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been about, listen, get the fighter, build them to a big star as big as you can, put on big main events, put on fights that fans want to see, and put on an event. That's the way the key is. You put on an event, people will come. You put on a weekly show, people might not come, might not tune in. It has to be something special. And today, when you have, saturated marketplace, it's even more important to put on something really special and something big and something that fans will go, I can't miss this event. This is something I have to see. And, that's really our philosophy moving forward.
Looking back to this Friday's card, you also have a late replacement in Gabrielle Holloway stepping in. She's going to be taking on Julia Budd. Where do you see the women's 145-pound division maturing into this year in Bellator? Can we expect a championship down the road and kind of the building blocks of the 145-pound females?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to continue signing other 145-pound fighters. I think we'll have an announcement in a couple of days or shortly after this fight that's happening Friday with Melvin and Shlemenko. So we're committed to the female divisions, and I'm looking forward to this fight. And then we're going to keep on building it, because that's really something that's important to the network. It's important to myself. We were the first ones to do it in the state, first ones to put on a female main event between Gina Carano and Cyborg back in 2007, I believe. I believe it was 2000, or maybe 2009. Sorry. Yeah, 2009, and to me, it should be part of MMA, and it's going to be part of Bellator for a long time.
Well, we're very much looking to forward to the card coming up on Friday night. It's Bellator 133, Melvin Manhoef, Alexander Shlemenko. Very fun fight. As we mentioned, Canadian Julia Budd also taking on Gabrielle Holloway. Among the fights kicking off at 9 Eastern, the main card on Spike TV. And then we got Bellator 134, end of the month on February 27th. Scott, thanks so much for giving us this time. All the best on Friday night. And to 2015, I think this is going to be a really interesting year for mixed martial arts, and that engagement of a lot of lapsed fans out there that are curious to see a lot of these fighters coming by that Bellator is targeting.
Well, we're excited, and the beauty of this relationship is you'll be able to watch it for free on Spike TV, and and Friday nights at 9 o'clock. Tune in.
We will be watching. Thanks a lot, Scott. Appreciate the time very much.
All right.